Welcome back to the excitement of Euro Truck Simulator 2. We are on episode 1. I know, really, it's kind of episode 2, but because we did the review, I figure that's going to be looked at as a review and not an episode. So we are beginning our second trip, though, through the game. We are in Bakersfield, California, where we left off. And I am currently delivering a load to somewhere in Nevada. I don't know the name of the city. It's like Tulme or something like that. Welcome to Bakersfield. Beautiful, sunny California. However, this is a portion of California I would not want to live in. If I could live anywhere, it would be San Francisco or north of San Francisco. I like that cooler weather. And it's just like always in the 70s and 60s there. And earthquakey on bad days. Which is why I live in Ohio instead. I would love to move to California someday, or even Hawaii. I'd love to go to Hawaii too. Like to live. But alas, that takes a lot of money. And I don't make a lot of money, so until then we live in Ohio. And Ohio's a good cheap place to live. Fairly cheap. Once again, I was riding at the top of the gear. I keep forgetting the shift. I keep the speed right around there. And I'm doing fine on the speed. So anyway, I did not get my Steam controller to work yet, but like I said, I am kind of enjoying using the steering wheel. I haven't used the steering wheel a lot recently because I have to take it, I store it in my closet, and then I got to take the whole thing out, and it's got all these cords and cables and stuff you got to plug in, and I kind of prefer grabbing the controller and playing. But this is I got a new mail. Whoa. How about keep your hands on the wheel and don't play with the emails? We'll check it later. I can't really do anything about it now. I'm mid-job anyway. So, as I was saying, I can't wait till they fix that problem. But you know what? It is fun. And this game really is a game where you should be using a steering wheel if you can afford it, I'm using an old Logitech Momo racing wheel. This is a steering wheel that I've had for almost... Let me see now. It's got to be at least 10 years, because I bought it when I worked for Associated Estates, and that was 10 years ago. I did a project in Indiana. Oh, no, wait. No, it was before that. Yeah, so this is even older than that. So this is probably 15 years old, this Momo racing wheel. You can still get drivers for it. They still support it. But they don't sell it anymore. And it's compared to the newer steering wheels that are out there, it's very low tech. But I think I got it on sale for like $100, maybe $80. The Sidewinder joystick is what I got. That's the one I got in Indiana. Right at the end of the Sidewinder's life. How's my gas? Should have plenty of gas. Whoa! I do that occasionally when I'm driving the stick shift. You'll remember in Euro Truck Simulator, before I switch to the automatic transmission, the brakes are so sensitive. A lot of times I put the brakes on to stop, and I end up, to slow down, and I end up stopping all the way. Like dumping. In real life, I would have stalled. There's my gas. I got plenty of gas. Anyway, 55. Whoa. Yeah, I'm getting past. So I went to Indiana, and I was at the model suite that I would always stay in. They had a guest suite, but it was also like a model suite, so it's what they would show people when they wanted to see an apartment. So it was like double duty, but it was out in Avon, Indiana, on the far west side of Indianapolis. And that was cool to see an ambulance. I would drive out there, and I'm got my pedal to the floor, man. I can't get any more speed out of this thing. There we go. Now we're going downhill. Yeah, this looks like Death Valley. I'm pretty sure we're in Death Valley here. I've been through it before in real life, and this is what it looked like. And the route that they had me taking was through Death Valley, so Bakersfield's on one side, Nevada's on the other. So, Reno. However, I'm not going to Reno. I'm going to some T word. Anyway, so I went over to there was the guest suite that I stayed in was right next to a Best Buy, and I just happened to be in there. I was like, I got nothing to do. You know, you're out of town. I was by myself. I'm like, what am I going to do? I can go to Best Buy, and I think the Flight Simulator X came out, and I was like, I wanted to go buy it, but it came out while I was there working in Indiana. And I had my laptop, so I was like, well, I'll see if I can get it to run on my laptop. So I ran over to the store, and when I got there, and they happened to have like the last Sidewinder. These were, at this point, the Sidewinder was an old joystick, like it was old news. And so they were getting rid of it. It was an open box, and I got it for, I think, like $55. It had been, how much was the Sidewinder? I think they were like 100 and 120, 129 or something like that. So it was almost half off just because it was open box, but it was brand new. You didn't have any wear on it or anything. So I still have that joystick too, and it works great. But I did get the pro version of the Flight Simulator X. It's like $75. But it was worth it. I played that game. Man, that's another game that I have tons and tons of hours in. I love the simulators. You know, it is a great time for simulators. Steam, I feel like, has saved the PC game. You know, 10 years ago, there were no space sims. You know, Freelancer had been 10 years older than that, and nobody was bothering making any more. In fact, Flight Simulator X was supposed to be the last flight simulator that Microsoft ever made, but now, with Steam, it's gaining popularity again, and they're making another one. So, oh, look at there, there's a Hornet right there. Okay, so I got a story to tell you. Did you see that Hornet go by, Ryan?
No.
So I was driving through Death Valley, kid you not, with my mom. This is when I was a teenager. It was a helicopter. And we were driving on probably this road, because there's only like 2 roads that go through Death Valley. And a Hornet buzzed us. He flew directly over the road. We came up over a hilltop, and he flew right over the top of the car. He was cooking. I mean, he had to be going, you know, just under the speed of sound. And the car shuddered when he flew over. I mean, he was literally probably 100 feet off the ground. It was insane. He flew right over the top of my car. There he goes, right there. That's a Blue Angel. The one we saw was just a gray Hornet. But that happened to me while I was in the desert. How cool is that? So it must be, you know, I think Edwards Air Force Base is right on the other side in California. So you will see that happen occasionally, but that's pretty dang cool that just happened. And it happened to me in real life. Anyway, so it was like our own private air show. He flew around. I slammed on the brakes and jumped out of the car with the camera. And this is back when we had film cameras. They weren't digital. And he flew around in a circle and came back, and you could see him waving at us in the cockpit, and then he waggled his wings and flew off. And that was a very memorable moment from my vacation in California. But anyway. Hey, Seth, what's up, man?
What's up, Dad?
So anyway, I was just saying, you know, it's a good time to be a simulator fanatic. These simulators were all about to die, honestly. I hadn't seen a truck simulator for a while, but, you know, they kept releasing them in Europe. But here in America, you know, the train simulator, they gave up on that. The flight simulator, they gave up on that. All the simulators they gave up on. But now, because of Steam, and they're re-releasing them in Steam, they're gaining popularity again. So we're going to see more games like American Truck Simulator and the Farming Simulator and games that just deal... Construction Simulator. I mean, this stuff... They proclaimed the PC dead like 10 years ago. They're like, there's not going to be any more games for PC, and we're kind of giving up the platform, and all the manufacturers are talking about... Developers are talking about how they weren't going to do it anymore. This is it. Yeah, that was the road that I was on where I saw the airplane. Because I remember this. There's only one junction in the desert, and that's it right there. And then you go to the right here, and you're going to come up out into Nevada. So... Anyway, it's pretty cool. But, yeah, so it's a great... If you're a simulator fanatic, it's a great time to be alive. And the PC game is not dead by any means. Thanks to Steam, the PC is alive and kicking. And we keep getting more and more great titles. In fact, I think, honestly, the PC now has more titles than I think the Xbox and PlayStation do, and the Wii. Yeah, I mean, there's just... This was supposed to be a dead market, but now it's burgeoning again. We got... The video card manufacturers are back. What? Yeah, it is. It's become cheaper again to use them. For a while there, it was more expensive, but now the console prices have gone up so far. You know, I remember when the GameCube came out. It was probably $129 on release, and then it dropped within a couple months to $99. You know, now you go out to buy a console, it's $400. So people they'll spend a little bit more and get a cool PC or get a good gaming card for their already existing PC. And it's like we're living the 80s all over again. We got this late 80s, early 90s. Because I know the video game industry went through the same. The whole thing almost went under after the Atari, before Nintendo came out. They were in a bad situation back in the mid 80s. I know, several companies folded. ColecoVision went out of business, and Intellivision went out of business. Atari kind of went out of business or was struggling. Everybody got tired of the same crap that was coming out. Nobody was developing anything new, and the industry almost died. But then Nintendo kind of breathed life back into it. So once again, we have a company with some foresight. And I'll tell you what, when Steam first came out, I was a software pirate. And I really hated it because you couldn't play the games without your Steam access. And it made it so you couldn't pirate games anymore. And I think this goes back to Half-Life 2. And I just realized as a Christian at that time in my life, I was like, you know what? Here I am a Christian, and I'm stealing video games. I'm like, how wrong is that? So I stopped pirating software. Probably, you were alive, weren't you, Ryan? When we stopped doing like the BitTorrent and stuff like that. You remember that? And I got rid of all the games that I stole. Yeah. Whoa, driving off the road. I was looking at Ryan. So probably 10 years ago. I think when we moved down here, right, Ryan? Yeah, it was right around then. Or maybe like our last year at the other house. I just finally was like, I've had enough. This is illegal. What I'm doing is wrong. And I sold all my stuff. Or got rid of all my stuff. Didn't sell it. Can't sell burned discs. I had hack boxes. I had all kinds of stuff that I had BitTorrented. And I felt convicted about it. I was like, you know what? This is it's not right. And then of all people, here I am, an artist. I'm a YouTube person. I'm a musician. I make content. And out of all the people, I should be one defending people that make content and trying to help people not have their stuff stolen. I was a bad boy. So anyway, I'm glad that I'm out of that now. And Steam makes it nice, though, because you know what? If you're willing to wait for a game, a couple months, the price will come down. And Steam has some amazing sales. And so most of the games that I've bought, like I just bought 911 First Responders for like $4. They're older games, but you wouldn't be able in the stores. Like in the stores, when they would go down that low, they would just sell out and you'd never see them again. But Steam allows you to go find those old games and buy them. And the other thing that I love about Steam is that I don't have to have discs anymore. My kids ruin discs. So there's one other. You're not going to see a lot of trucks probably in the game because they only have the two types of trucks, so they don't want to have you passing too many semis and seeing the same truck over and over again. I got to say, these roads are really cool, and this really does look like America's Southwest. I'm really... Oh, look at that bus. Yeah, like the Greyhound bus. Love it. This is totally America. I've driven it. I've driven all over these places. I used to, when I was a teenager and a little bit older, for work and also for vacation, I drove all over the country when I was younger. And I've been through pretty much all of the southwestern states. I've been pretty much in every state of the union. And visited a lot of the parks and gone on some amazing drive. I love driving. Obviously, a game like this would appeal to someone like me. And my favorite place to drive is definitely Colorado, Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, California. That whole I guess they call it like the four square or something like that? The four states, the four corners. That whole area is beautiful. Capitol Reef National Park. That's a driving experience right there. If you want a good drive-through park, Capitol Reef is one of them. You can spend 2 to 3 days driving through Capitol Reef and see all kinds of amazing scenery, all from the dashboard of your car. It's pretty amazing. Oop. Get on the brakes. What, Rue?
Definitely, after listening to it again, the second album, the Find the Great Line.
Yes.
Really, really good. Like their last album they released, which I can see why they're not doing it on their live tour. It's just all screamo.
Yeah.
Lost that emo core feel to it.
Look at that old car.
Which is why they're under Rebirth. They're only doing that album, and then they're only choosing safety. So.
I've seen a lot of these. They seem to put a lot of classic cars in here. They must think that we all drive Edsels. What'd you say?
They probably saw that a lot when they went west.
No, they all drive. Most of them don't drive classic cars out west because it's so hot. You have to have air conditioning. So most people drive newer cars, and a vast majority of the cars that you see from Texas to Arizona to Utah to Colorado, they're white. Most of the cars out west are white. I don't want to say all of them are, but you see a lot of white cars because it's the paint doesn't get ruined because of the sunlight. Look at this. I'm loving this, guys. Now, I hope that they do eventually get to making other states. You know, I'm not opposed to other scenery, but this, unlike the European simulator and the other simulators they've made in the past, whoa, it's 70 miles an hour out here? What? I don't know, man. This really feels like a long trip through the desert. I mean, that was a long trip. And it all felt like desert. It wasn't like I didn't feel like I was driving a compressed route. Now, there it is, Tonopah. Now, then again, it took me 20 minutes to get through the desert, and then in real life it takes like 3 hours. So,
How many hours was it? How long was it?
oh, you idiot!
How long was it in game time?
I guess he had the right of way, but not really. I was going through a red light. That bonehead. See if I can back up. No, it's forward. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, idiots. That guy almost got himself killed, man. I'm sorry, what did you ask me, Ryan, before I almost ran that guy over? How long have I been running, do you think? About 20 minutes? Oh, in game time, I left at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's 4:28, so probably realistic time scale there. That's an interesting question. Does it really take as long in game as it would in real life? Like, is the amount that they scaled the map down equivalent to the amount of hours that it took? Like, oh. So in general, you travel about a mile a minute, right? When you're traveling on the freeway. So, I don't know. It's an interesting question. Are the miles actually in scale with their minutes? I don't think so. I think it took me longer than it really would have in real life, but that was really cool. That was a fun trip through the desert.
Have it longer than shorter.
Oh, gosh. Come on, get down into gears. 2. There we go. Looks like there's some kind of mine or something back there on the hillside. I can't see it in the mirror. It doesn't go back far enough. Yeah, that was fun. Wow. Yeah, and this is definitely like mid-Nevada. Carson City. I've been there. And Elk. I've been to Elk. So cool. I feel like I'm at home. Definitely the camper vans. I mean, this is all America, man. I guess we're going. Interestingly, they let us go. In real life, you'd be sitting there. Oh, Eli. I'm sorry, not Elk. I have not been there. Oh, almost. I'll be there. I have about 5 minutes left. I'll be done. My wife needs to do her exercise. So this looks great. I mean, I love the desert scenery, and I love this whole area. So this is gonna be cool. What they're adding Arizona into, that's really exciting. Hopefully we'll have, hopefully we'll have Utah and Colorado and all those states in too. I know they said something about wanting to put it coast to coast, but just having to see what their finances are like. So, but if they could do like $10 a state or something, it'd be worthwhile. But we do get Arizona for free. And whatever new trucks, I think the trucks are pretty much, I think they said that they're going to try to make the trucks free always when they add them. So, but it is sad that there's only 2 trucks available. That still kind of bugs me. What are you going to do? All right, here's our delivery point. So we're going to drop stuff off here. So I'll let you guys know with a video when they fix the issue with the controller. But until then, oh look, I think we've been here before. This looks really familiar. I hope the delivery spot's not where it was last time. No, it's in a different spot. That's great. Okay, good. At least it seems like it. Head towards the flag. Yeah, I can do that. That's much easier. That other one was terrible. Alright, so let's pull around here. Oh, I think I just rubbed on that pole. Eee. Pole rubbing. Sounds bad. Let's see here. Did I do any damage? Oops, wrong camera. How do I see? It's F6, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I damaged. Well, the trucks wear out, and I didn't rub the semi. You will get road damage because your truck is going to have, oh my gosh. Here we go again. I needed a lighted keyboard. The truck is going to take damage as you drive because your tires wear out and stuff like that. So they do simulate wear and tear on the truck. So you will have percentages of damage after a long trip. You know, we didn't have any accidents or anything like that, but man, these parking spots that they're giving us are really tight. I don't know why they, like, what their deal is, trying to get us to have a difficult time parking, I guess. All right, so I want it to go the other way, but I can't. I don't want to scrape my truck on this. I'm really close. Don't hit the mirror. All right. Oh, 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 oh. No, see, I can't do that yet. Okay, gotta pull forward a little bit. We're almost there. Wow, this is really tight. Ugh. Trying to think of how I can do this. We're trying to get the trailer to stretch out is what we're doing, and that's just not happening. Man, they don't make this easy. And one of the advantages on Euro Truck is that you have those flat-fronted trucks, so wow, this is really tough. Only if I push it back a little further and then try to straighten out again. This is where you need the guy giving you directions. No, straight back. You hear my old steering wheel squealing. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to take it this way a little bit and see if we can't. See, I'm way off. I missed it. So we're going to have to pull out forward again. Ugh. They do not make this easy. See, and it's not, the trailer's not turning when I turn it. That's kind of frustrating. I want it to react to what I'm doing. Seems like in real life it would, I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Oh, no, stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we got it this time. Well, that was fun. Thought that was going to be easy, but this delivery spot is... There we go. Okay. All right, let's take a look at our emails, see what we got. Still a newbie. Got all the bonuses. Excellent work. No damage, no nothing. So we're going to go up. We're going to do explosives. We're going to teeter-totter back and forth between the different hazardous chemicals. Let's see what we got for emails. Yep. Yeah, they're just trying to tell us, need money, we can help the bank. So let's visit the bank and see what they're offering. Yeah, so we can buy a truck. So we'll wait for the next episode to do that, but we will go ahead and do that for the next episode. We should be able to afford one now. Maybe another trip or two, because I think it was still, what, $110,000 for the truck, and I only have 100 available. So, okay, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great night, and hopefully in the next episode at the end, we'll be able to buy another truck. And anyway, it's been fun, and I will see you guys out on the road. Be sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. Have a great night.